Here we
a
go.
company like Blizzard, and
Yes,
obviously they have a situation that happens. Let's talk about the situation that
which no one
happens.
cares about.
And in the result, and in the wake of this situation, the
Okay,
players
it's
are
not
the
fair to say no one cares about. Majority of players don't really care about it. That's not what caused them to quit the game. Let's be real.
ones that are being punished. The players are the ones that have to sign a social contract whenever they log into World of Warcraft. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be for your employees. What
Harmsons.
the fuck are we dealing with this? Most people don't act this way anyway. This has nothing to.
With this innovative new system, the character design process now has a tangible way of avoiding tokenism, stereotypes, and exclusion. Cares, man? Like, no one plays, let's say in this case, Overwatch to know if they're playing. Like, bro, they can be pixelated fucking dog poops for all people care. As long as the skills are fun, the gameplay is fun. Who cares if they're male, female, in between, gay, straight? Like, who gives a shit, man? Like, no one cares.
To do with us. We're not the ones that had the sexual scandal. And the people in the game that were the bad ones that are actually causing this problem, we reported them. We already reported them. You just didn't ban them because you were too
Yeah.
busy.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard, the
Too busy touching each other.
way that Blizzard approaches like representation and diversity and all of these other kinds of inclusion things, they look at them like this. It's like there's four guys in a car and there's one black guy in a car. And they are the person that changes the radio station to a hip hop song and looks at the black guy thinking, hey, this one's for you. That is the
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh wow. Dude, that is, yeah, that's basically what it is. It's like you're treating these like ethnic people at different ethnicity, different gender, like different sexual orientation as if they're like not normal people. It's like, bro, they're normal people. They have the same taste, and like honestly, I think most of them don't give a shit about these things. Like, bro, if I was gay, and it's like, like I don't care about all this stuff. It's like I don't care about being included in a game. It's like, yeah, okay, like this guy is this, like whatever. Like, who cares? I want the game to be fun. Like, why does it matter? Jesus Christ.
way that they approach it. That cringe fucking
Oh god.
bullshit. And it's just like it am I wrong? Like that's the way it feels like every fucking time. You know, like the white savior syndrome. You get a little bit of that. They're like, oh well, we're gonna help you, we're gonna save you by giving you this type of
It's like, bro,
representation.
okay, look at I don't know this character, but like I think I don't know, Brienne, I don't know what her name is. The purple-haired, super muscular chick, okay? How many purple-haired, super muscular, tall-ass chicks do you know? Right? Now, you can be like, oh well, I have the tattoo in common with her, like, but it's like, it's like, if how deep into the inclusion game are we going, right? How deep into it are we going? It's like, oh, how many girls have a scar on their face in the shape of a star? Like, how included are we going? Like, does it have to be like one for one? Like, how included do you want to be?
In like this weird way. It's insecurity. Yeah, exactly. Internalized guilt, fear of canceling. Yeah, and I think that a lot of these people, this is my straight up opinion on it. I think that a lot of them just don't really interact with a lot of people that aren't of their same like gender or anything like that, or race, and they don't know how to interact with those people
Like normal
without
human
turning that
beings.
person into just basically that gender or that race.
Yeah, this is how you interact with them. Let's say there's a white guy. It's like, oh hey dude, how's it going? Oh, there's a black guy. Oh hey dude, how's it going? Right? There's a girl that wants to be called a man. Oh hey dude, how's it going? It's how you interact with them. They're normal people. They have different tastes. They're normal people.
Like that's
Jesus
straight up what my
Christ.
opinion is. I think that these are people, they probably grew up in, like, safe suburbs, and, like, they would maybe listen to a little bit of rap music if they're feeling rebellious, but, like, they don't really know how to
I
act
mean,
around other people. They try
I
to.
never felt rebellious. I listened to a lot of rap music, mainly Eminem when I was growing up. Some 50. What's his name? I listened to Tupac, um, Biggie Smalls a bit. No, it wasn't my favorite Biggie Smalls, but it's like, yeah. Luda was like one of my favorite when I was younger. I always found him funny, right? It's like, but I wasn't rebellious. It's just like I like the music, and it's normal. It's fine to like the music. Like it doesn't, your gender and your race and your ethnicity doesn't change what you like. You like what you like. Like it goes well in your ear. You enjoy the sound. You enjoy doing the whatever. Right? It's like it's fine.
To change their
It doesn't need
language
to
or speak
be a big
differently,
deal.
etc. Yeah, they can only react to these
Imagine
people as if
having
they're a
common tastes.
stereotype. You think you might be pushing racist stereotypes? Am I pushing racist stereotypes? No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm absolutely not. I
No,
think
Asmongold is pushing Blizzard stereotypes. This is what he thinks about the devs. It's like, you are a Blizzardist.
that the main way that I've always done things is I treat everybody the same. I'm
Exactly.
respectful to people based off of, like how they act to me.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that
Yeah.
should matter. Man, a fucking idiot. Well, I think that anytime, see, this is what a lot of people do. And this is what the problem is like anytime that you say what I'm saying, you inadvertently give credibility to people that don't like diversity and inclusion because they don't like the people that are being diverse and included. But that's actually not what people are saying at all. I think that
What?
a lot of people don't want to be reduced down to a covenant. They don't want to be reduced down to a World of Warcraft system to be turned into this.
Okay,
so
fair
we
enough.
have this
Okay,
here,
I see what it
and
is. Okay, yeah.
Activision Blizzard has released a new blog detailing their diversity space tool, a new system for character design developed by King and MIT Game Lab, which translates elements of diversity into character attributes.
Who
That's
cares?
right. So basically, your DPS now is not determined by your skill as a player. It's not determined by your gear, but it's determined by, like what your race is. Like, for example, like if you're a woman, that.
Which sounds really racist if you think about it. No matter which race is stronger, that sounds very racist. It's like, oh, you're this race, you must be stronger, you must be more efficient, you must be more this. Like, dude, that's racist.
That's a little bit extra DPS. If you're not white, that's like maybe 50 extra DPS. If there's some disability, maybe that's even more DPS. And so you're basically Blizzard has created, because the players have been very unhappy about borrowed power.
Blizzard has literally created a racist, transphobe, sexist system while ironically trying to avoid being that.
In World of Warcraft. This has been an issue for many, many years. So Blizzard is finally taking borrowed power out of Warcraft, and they thought to themselves, well, what are we going to do with all of these systems designers? What are we going to do with all these guys that used to just make systems that fuck everything up and make it more annoying? Well, they put them under work with the HR department, and we came up with this.
I think HR department is probably the most racist department in like most companies. Like HR departments are unironically the racist ones because they take race and gender and stuff like that into consideration when they're dealing with a problem.
That's right. And so let's go back over and we're going to look at it, and we'll see exactly what's going on here. Oh boy. Here we go. First topic of the day. Oh my god.
Yes, for me too. Hey, for me too. My first topic of the day is this bullshit too.
This is going to be it. I love how they're trying to avoid tokenism by using tokenism. Yep, let's go.
Yeah,
let's get
basically,
into it.
The irony.
Holy shit, they basically came off as racist. Yeah, pretty much.
100%.
And I want you guys to understand that this is happening at the very highest level as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll explain that once I get through the rest of this. What's this here? This is white people marketing to other white people that they aren't racist. Something like that. Yeah, I would say so. And patting themselves on the back, patting each other on the back on how much they care about minorities. It's just really great. So let's see here. Working alongside DEI and experts, diversity-based tool is measurement device help identity. Actually, I'm gonna read the post that made by Blizzard. With innovative new system, the character design process now has a tangible way of avoiding tokenism, stereotypes, and exclusion. And the way they do that is they just literally have it on the chart. There you go.
With this innovative new system, the character design process now has a tangible way of avoiding tokenism, stereotypes, and exclusion by including tokenism, stereotypes, and exclusion. Thanks.
We want to see ourselves represented in games. We want the barriers to access lowered, and we want games to be a welcoming environment for all. Just look at 2019 Game Developers Association, which asked developers if they considered the most important factor of the growth of the gaming industry. The most common response: more diversity in content.
You know what I think when players say, like, I want more diversity in content? I want more than just Mythic Plus, rating, and PvP. I want housing. I want more transmog options. I want the Brawlers Guild back. I want more Brawler stuff. I want horizontal progression. That's what I'm thinking about diverse content. Not this.
It's not even a question anymore. Well, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yes, people want different content. Yes, I don't think that this is necessarily what they meant, but that's what it is. I hate to tell you this, but a bunch of game developers getting together and agreeing with each other about things really just doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Because the truth is, a lot of the really popular games nowadays haven't even been happening in many of these in the Western world. Like, you see a game like Elden Ring, you see a game like Final Fantasy, and they just add in characters, and some of them are different races, and some of them aren't, and it just is what it is. And there's no tokenism or anything like that. It just simply is. So I think that this is something that's happening, and players and people out there are just kind of, I don't know, guys. How many of you guys get a little bit annoyed? And this is something I've tried to stop doing. I've tried to stop patronizing you guys by telling you that racism is bad, or telling you that hating women is bad, because like 99.999% of you know this. And I don't want to sit there and try to preach to you something, because, like, imagine, like,
hey guys, let's treat you all like people with no brain cells and talk to you like you were just, like, brought out from outer space and you have no knowledge of anything, and that's it. You were just born as a 20-year-old and you need Asmongold to explain to you, like, everything, like, bits by bits, like this is why women are not bad. It's like, this is why you shouldn't hate women. Like, yeah, obviously everyone knows. It's not like, are there bad women? Yes. Are there good women? Yes. Are there bad men? Yes. Like, yeah, we're human beings. We have a collectible of, a spectrum of evil and good,
For example, if you go to PetSmart and you're selling dog food, and then the person at the cashier starts giving you a whole lecture on why it's bad to abuse your dog, would that be offensive to you? Because it would be a little bit offensive to me.
Yeah, it's like you come with the assumption.
I would dislike that. Imagine using this, like, somebody says that about somebody's kid, right? Or something like that. It pissed me off. Yeah, imagine going to Toys R Us, and then at the end of end of your shopping trip, they start going and telling you about how bad it is to abuse your kids. It's patronizing.
No shit, it's like, oh, really?
It's
shit.
Accusatory. It's disgusting. And I think that average people find it to be just plain out insulting. And that's why I've stopped moving away from that, even though I do talk about the issues. Because I assume most people are normal people.
Yes.
And I'm never going to reach the people that actually believe that stupid shit to begin with, because you can't reason a person out of a position that they didn't reason themselves into. So I stopped doing that. And I think that I speak for a lot of people whenever I say that I don't want to have some game developer whose personality traits are the mental disorders that they have in their Twitter bio dictate morality to me. I don't want to hear it. I don't care what you think. Make a game and shut the fuck up.
Amen. That's all we need.
I think that
I
And,
don't
and you know,
care. I don't care about the devs' personal views around the world. I don't care about their political views. I don't care if they're sexist, racist, or whatever. I mean, to an extent, I do, but it's like, man, if the game is good, fuck it. I don't like. I don't want to know the developers. Like, they're not my like shrink. I'm not their shrink. Like, I don't want to know anything about them outside of he's a good game developer. That's it. This is his job. It's like imagine knowing, like going to Walmart and knowing everything about the cashier. Why don't you know everything about the cashier? I just need her to be able to fucking swipe my fucking groceries and take my money. That's all I need to know. That she can do this. I need you to do your fucking job. That's it.
you know what? I think that like 90% of people think this.
More
They're
probably.
fucking tired of it. They're tired of being patronized. They're tired of being talked down to. They're tired of being treated as if they are a bad person.
The thing is, like, this would not fix racism or anything like that. Like, oh, we're more inclusive. Like, good for you. If a person is racist, he's gonna be racist, but he'll still play your game. If a person is transphobe, he's still gonna be transphobe after this. He's just like he's gonna play your game if it's good. Like he doesn't give a shit about this. No one does.
Person. Imagine this happens. So you have a company like Blizzard, and obviously they have a situation that happens. Let's talk about the situation that happens. And in the result, and in the wake of this situation, the players are the ones that are being punished. The players are the ones that have to sign a social contract whenever they log
For
into
no
World
reason.
of Warcraft. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be for your employees. What the fuck are we dealing with this? Most people don't act this way anyway. This has nothing to do with us. We're not the ones that had the sexual scandal. And the people in the game that were the bad ones that are actually causing this problem, we reported them.
The worst part about this is not even this. The worst part about is that they actually wasted time doing this. That's the worst part about it. They wasted time and resources on this instead of improving their fucking game.
Already reported them. You just didn't ban them because you were too.
It's like, oh hey, we have a few free developers. Let's make them do something innovative about the transfer. Oh, you have a few free developers? Yo, the WoW team needs some help right now. We have a massive project, a massive expansion coming up. Maybe we can like use these developers for something in the game that we can free up other developers to do the more important stuff. You know, I don't know, something.
Busy. So that's what I'm fucking pissed off about. We're being lectured. Yeah, we're being lectured as if we did what they did. They're pulling the Uno reverse card. And I think a lot of people are seeing right through their bullshit and they're rightfully resenting it.
I mean, it's a good point that they're like, it looks like they're looking down on us. But honestly, I feel like they just like, it's tokenism at its finest. That's all it is. It's like it. I don't even think they understand that they're looking down on people. It's more like, how can we appease the crowd? Well, not this. Stop thinking that we really care about this.
That's right.
Not this.
It's like this slash spit thing. Yes, exactly. We're not the ones stealing breast milk. That's not what's happening.
And
or anything
slash
like
spits
this. Yeah, slash
thing
spits.
is,
I know.
I think,
it's
different.
Disgusting. Too busy doing sexual assault to respond to 20 reports. Yes. How many times have you guys seen girls in the community or known a girl in the community that's been harassed by someone at Blizzard, or not at Blizzard, sorry, in a Blizzard game, and Blizzard has done nothing about it? Because I know at least 5. Yeah, I know at least 5 on a personal level.
I mean, well, it would require a definition of harassed. A lot of them actually just take advantage of other guys, and a lot of guys pretend to be girls and take advantage of other guys. I'm not saying like, you know, I blame the one who's falling for it. That's not it. But all I'm saying is like, what's harass, right? It's like, let's say she's taking advantage of a guy, and then he just keeps, you know, trying to get her attention, and it's like, bro, like, you know, it's like, that's kind of like what I was signing up for in a sense. Like, I'm trying to like get your attention. That's why I'm helping you all this, and then you like brush me off to the side, and then he's being mean to her. Honestly, he would be mean to another male player if that happened as well. So I can't really call that. I mean, it is harassment, but it's like semi-justified kind of thing, you know. But if it's just straight up, it's like you found out that this chick is a girl, and you're like just like keep yamming her and shit like that. It's like, no, like stop. But I would say most female players that, especially if they go on Discord and you hear someone says like, "Oh my God, we have a girl here," as a joke, like, yeah, I mean, like when it was early on, it was fine, but like there's a lot of girl gamers right now. It's like it's not even funny as a joke anymore. It's just weird.
And like, how is this even? How is this even a thing? Yeah, every single one. A lot of them have had this happen.
Yeah.
So like, and we'll get to the social contract because all of these things do kind of fit together, but like, we already agreed on the social contract. The problem is not the contract. The problem is the enforcement of the contract. Because if people actually got banned for doing bad stuff, this would not even be necessary. They don't get banned and nothing happens when their solution is to ignore the actual problem. Exactly. They don't do anything about people being harassed, period. It's not a girl issue. Yeah, you're right. It's like, so basically this is what happened to me a few days ago, right? I don't remember like what day it was. So I was playing, it was on Mother's Day, right? And somebody made a character like Happy Mother's Day, made another character like, dead mother or something like that. And he like started sending me messages, right? So it was annoying to me.
Wow,
like, these kinds of things, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. These things don't really hurt my feelings. I don't really care about them.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just words. Like, if that person got hit by a bus tomorrow, I really wouldn't give a shit. So why would I care what they say if I don't even care about their life? You know what I mean?
That's true.
And it sounds like a very cold thing to say, but to be honest
That's
with
how
you,
it
they
is.
just mean nothing to me. So
Yeah.
whenever I hear something like this, they're just being
Fair
rude,
is fair.
and that's it. So I report the person because they're spamming, and it was annoying me. And so I report them, and then they're gone. Well, then they make another account, or sorry, they make another character, and they keep spamming me the same thing. Why is that possible?
Yep.
Why is that possible? Why is that possible? I completely understand that perspective. Yeah, exactly. And so
there should be an ignore account
you,
for
that
sure.
Person? Did this happen? Yeah, it did. And you can probably check the VOD. It was whenever I was in Zereth Mortis, and I was doing Arena. I forgot which day it was, but it was one of those days. And you'll see it obviously pop up because I have to click the confirmation box to send a report. Yeah, again, IP banned on Twitch, but not a video game. That's sad. Did the guy get banned? Probably not. Probably not.
Oh, probably
but, like,
not,
imagine doing this. And it's just weird. What the fuck? Actual scumbag? Exactly. And so why was it that this person was able to make a new account or a new character and just immediately start messaging me the same thing again? Well, it's because Blizzard is not doing their job.
Because they're focusing on this rather than the actual issues.
Every person that like, I mean, I've been on the internet for a long time, right? I know people are going to try to get under your skin.
100%, yeah, all the time.
It is what it is. People
Look
are
at
going to say
Pyro.
what they're going to say. I don't like it, but it's not going to really catch me off guard or upset me or anything like that. It just is what it is. And so this happens, and you just have to accept this. But there are other people out there that don't want to accept this. There are other people out there that, like maybe this affects them on a more emotional level. Maybe this makes them more unhappy. It just hurts their feelings, etc. And those people are now being harmed because of that. Typical example of people being envious of what you do, only way they can react, who cares about it? They're probably just trying to get a reaction.
Yeah, probably.
And the truth is, here's what it is. That would have never happened in Final Fantasy. Because that person, number one, would have been afraid to even message me that.
That's true.
Because they knew that they would just immediately get banned for doing that. Because if I reported them in Final...
That's not even like I don't even think that's a temporary ban. I'm pretty sure that's like a perma ban right away. No warnings, nothing. It's like, you shouldn't be doing that shit. Final Fantasy, I am pretty sure that's a perma. Like right away. Like just like one or two messages like that. Bro, if they temporary ban people for just telling people that's like, hey man, your DPS is low, and they can actually like ban you for that. Bro, they're perma banning for like actual harassments like that, like dead mother on Mother's Day and just messaging the person. Like,
Final
fuck
Fantasy,
off.
their account would be yeeted and deleted. But the reason why I didn't even file a report with Blizzard, like a formal report after the second character, is because I knew nothing would happen. So there was another person, this was back, I don't know, a year ago, something like that, and this person every single day would spam me with the N-word. Like, the hard R, all caps, you know what I'm talking about, right?
The
and he would
hard
spam this in like
all
blocks
caps.
of text, and I would report the character name, and then he would make a new character name, and he would do it again. And this went on for about a week or so. I tried putting the characters on my ignore list. My ignore list got full. He deleted the character, and then he remade it with the same name, so it took it off the ignore list. And
that's
this
so
happened.
dumb.
I even posted a picture on Twitter about it, proving it. And it wasn't until I made that tweet that something, I think, happened. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got his
How is this
credits.
happening?
I don't
Like,
even
how is
think
that? And
I don't even think that player got banned. I'm pretty sure he just got like, oh, there we go. I just want him to mention me on the tweet.
the thing is, like, I don't view this as a fault of that individual because that
I
individual, it's
mean,
like whack-a-mole. If that person, if the N-word spamming Andy, let me explain why. He is a piece of shit, but at the
yes.
end of the day, this person is able to do that. Because, like, let's say I ban
I
him.
mean, look, just because he's able to do it, it's like it's not a crime until you get caught. It's like you still blame the person, but but the system is what needs changing. The person's like you're not going to change the person. He's a dipshit, right? But the system is what needs the changing. I understand what he's saying, but you still kind of like it's still the person's fault overall, right? I mean, if all people were good, you wouldn't need the system in place, right?
Let's say I put him on ignore and he stops doing it. Let's say Blizzard gets rid of him. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's nice. Great. Well, what happens whenever the next one comes up? What happens whenever the one after that comes up?
Yeah, you need a system in
It's
place to
about the
deal with this
system.
shit.
It's about the system and how they approach these
Yes,
things.
I mean there is a big
Yeah,
fault with the
Blizzard
system,
enables the
yes,
behavior.
but I wouldn't say it's
That's
like the
what it is.
person
Wow,
is
did
not to
Twitter
blame.
integration exactly for this? Tweet about it for them to get banned? I mean, if only that would work. There's an add-on you can block new characters from messaging you. It doesn't work in the same way. And probably a Blizzard employees that spam do that? Absolutely not. But I think it was just somebody who was an asshole. That's all there is to it. And we're
An
now
asshole
there to
Blizzard
block. It
employee.
is now. Mm.
Bro, like how does he drink? I don't know if it's Coke or whatever, but it's definitely a soft drink at 9 a.m. man. Or well, sorry, it's not a.m. for me. But it's like he said that's the first stream for him. That's the first subject for him for the day. So it's like probably 8 or 9 a.m. for him. Bro, I don't know. And like I know he said he wakes up, he goes to like the gas station. I'm assuming he gets like his drinks there. Bro, like how do you drink soft drinks in the morning, man? Like my palate can't handle that much sugar. It's like I need like some food or something with it. That's crazy.
Apparently, we already over half. We already.
Dude, I honestly wish he would take better care of himself. I honestly wish so. He's like as a dude to another dude, man, I really wish he would just like I'm not saying like go ham, like start working out and all that stuff, like but like reduce certain things. Like right now he has the teeth problems. Like yeah, he has money, he can get his teeth done and all that stuff, but it's like just imagine how many days he's gonna miss of playing or streaming because he's gonna have to deal with health issues, man. Like that sucks. And it's like like a week of like health issues is a lot for a gamer. Like bro, when I was sick, I was like, man, I really want to play, but I also really want to sleep. And just it's kind of annoying. I don't know. And I didn't have any like operation, whatever. I was just sick, right? It's like I don't know, man. Like I really wish he would take better care of himself. I mean, uh, yeah, it is what it is.
already sold out over half the merch. Holy fuck. Okay, yeah. So yeah, there you go, guys. I apparently just got a message about that, and so yeah, that was a lot faster than I would have expected. Holy fucking shit! Wow. So yeah, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it a lot. OTKnetwork.com, by the way.
I mean, legit, all I would do really is like if I were him, right? Like in this situation, he can use like because right now there's no one living there, and I'm assuming all his mom's stuff is still there, like the stuff she was kind of hoarding. Clean out the house from stuff you don't need. Make a mini gym in your house so you don't have to leave, and just like go there. Like every time you go downstairs, lift a bit of weights. When you're like not streaming, obviously, and honestly, like even if when you're streaming, just have like some dumbbells or resistance bands next to you and just lift it or whatever. Like I don't know, like I need I want him to be more active and like actually take care of himself. Like yeah, I don't know, like it's fuck man. Like if I think about his lifestyle, man, it's so like it's so unhealthy. It's crazy. I mean, he's doing whatever he wants. I get it, but it's like man, he's gonna like he's in his 30s now. Like when he hits the 40s, is really gonna hit him. Like 30s, like when everything starts degenerating, but 40s, like when it's like, bro, you didn't take care of yourself. Like shit is gonna get fucked now.
Fucking add-ons shouldn't have to exist for this. It's something Blizzard should do themselves.
Yes.
Here is what a company with any sense of self-respect would do. They would ban the person's account.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
They would just ban their account. Like there's no question about it. There's no like, oh, what about this or that or whatever. Why free speech? Well, because they're harassing somebody.
Okay. This whole talk about free speech. Look, I'm all for free speech in places that are meant for that. Right? You have a public square and stuff like that, and also free speech has its limits. You can't just say whatever the fuck you want and avoid consequences. Okay? Right? There are limits to free speech to an extent. Right? It's like you can't just say anything, everything. And honestly, if you can, I mean, you know, you go up the street and you start blaming people for thieving or something like that, and if you get, it's like, oh, it's free speech, and it's like someone like, fights you for it, or like the police arrests you for saying something that is not true and basically slandering someone, that's not free speech, that's slander. Okay, so there's a limit to free speech, but here's the other thing. This is not a public platform. This is an online MMORPG, and honestly, there's no free speech on private platform. WoW is a private platform. They can dictate what you can and cannot say. That's not about free speech, right? As far as I like free speech, man, you can just say whatever the fuck you want in a video game, right? The rules are you can't say stuff that are illegal to say, such as inciting violence and all that stuff. And whatever the company decides, you can't say on their fucking platform. It's their platform. That's how it is. Okay? Like, and if the platform is too strict, yeah, a lot of people won't go. So, like, the platform has to decide what is okay and what's not. For example, League of Legends, I hate how they manage their chat to the point where you might as well just mute your chat because you can't have any constructive fucking conversations there, right? In World of Warcraft, they're a lot more lenient, but it's still not free speech. Well, I mean, because they're not doing anything, it is, but overall, it's not. I mean, you can't even slash spit anymore. Like, they took that away, right? Obviously, like, free speech is like, there are places you can use it. You can't use it everywhere and anytime.
And I think that basically people have the right to self-censor. They have the right to stop somebody else from harassing them. So,
Anything you
like, for
can will be
example,
used
I
against you in
think
the
that
court
it's
of law,
one thing to
in the
just
court
be
of public
speaking out
opinion.
and saying things just out in the open. But it's another thing to, like, take your words and your language and direct it at one person individually. And whenever the person says, leave me alone, you say, no, I will not leave you alone. I will continue to harass you. That, in my opinion, is not free speech.
Oh.
That is not in the First Amendment or anything like that. That is clear.
Mm. One sec, be right back. Sorry about that. All right, let's keep going.
Clearly fucking harassment. And if you did this in any other walk of life, they could put a lawsuit against you for it. They could. It's just that's not true. It's just not true. At a point, yeah, it's the intention behind it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just straight harassment. People don't understand that, and I don't know what it is. Speech has nothing to do with it. You can harass someone without saying a word to them? Well, sure, but you can see clearly what I mean, right? You get your ass kicked in real life? Probably not. Most people are not going to kick your ass in real life. They're just going to say, "Get away from me, asshole. I don't want to be around you."
Well, it depends what you say.
They're not going to go and like try to beat you up over this. They're just like, "Oh, what get the fuck away."
It depends on the environment.
Stop harassing me. Leave me alone.
Depends on the environment.
Try to fight you over this. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's go back over here, and we're going to look at the rest of this.
I mean, most times I would say so for example, if you just like go up to a black dude, right, and you keep saying the N-word like a motherfucker, like crazy, just all you gotta do, I would say a lot, like depends on the environment, but I would say most black people will not like hit you for it. They would think you have a mental problem if you just walk behind them and just keep saying it, right? You might tell them to like, yo, stop, fuck off, blah blah blah. But yeah, again, so in his comments, like Mike Tyson disagrees. The guy wasn't harassing him with verbally. He was physically harassing him. He was in his face. He was in his personal space. That's different. Yeah, if you get into people's personal space while harassing, yeah, then they're gonna make it physical. But you got into their physical space. Like it's like you're right there. If you're just walking behind someone like a couple meters and just keep saying some dumb shit, most people will not attack you for it unless it's like a nightclub and there were a few drinks, or like the other person also has a mental problem.
And develop assessment. However, the question does remain: how do we convert this feedback from collective desire into tangible?
It's honestly, it's not worth it to hit somebody. It's just not worth it. Like the legal liability of it is just like not worth it. You can ruin your week or your month easily by hitting someone like for like 2 seconds. Like it's not worth it. People know it's not worth it, and that's why most people don't do it. Most rational. Even when you're angry, you would more likely hit something than someone.
As expected, the people at King are already thinking a few moves ahead. In 2016, King began developing a method for guarding against unconscious bias and exclusion whenever it came to the creation of their game and characters. At this time, the idea existed as an intangible philosophy, but the potential was obvious. So you have, obviously, this is their example of this is the new system. This is the new covenant, guys. So you have socioeconomic background, sexual orientation,
age,
gender identity, facial features, body.
Yeah, why is sexual orientation at 0? Do you get more point for being gay or straight or something? Like, why is the sexual orientation 0 then? How does this work?
Type, physical ability, cognitive ability, age, race, and culture.
Or does that mean? So okay, so let's view it in a different way. So let's say the middle circle is like when you start off. Let's say this is you as a baby, right? So right here, this is you as a baby, right? Because like your age is at 0, your culture is at 0, your gender identity you don't know it yet, so it's at 0. Physical ability is at 0. Cognitive ability, apparently Anna has no cognitive ability, is at 0. Okay, so this is like when you start as a baby. So that means babies usually don't decide if they're gay or straight, right? They're just like they have no inclination. So that means Anna at 60 years old, I think that's her age, still didn't decide if she's gay or straight. Maybe she's asexual. Oh, asexual.
Culture. So that's right. We can't have too many attractive people in the video game because maybe that's going to make people that are insecure unhappy. Yeah, so
she has no body type. Okay, so she's still in baby form.
Look at Mccree's name. Yeah, it's still there, obviously. Well, it's because, listen, guys, it's all performative. Let me ask you 100%. A question. This is a very simple question. Do you think they would do this if it would cause them to lose money? No. I don't think so. I don't think that they would.
I honestly think this will make them lose money. They don't think they would. They don't want to do it to lose money, but I feel like this is gonna make them lose money because it tells the players this is what they care about and not about their game.
And I think that the individual people at the company would do that, but would the company take the action collectively? No, I don't think so. This is just something that they do in order to basically what they're doing is they are monetizing and they are turning people's races and sexual orientations into ways to advertise themselves and sell more of their products. And this is common, very, very common nowadays, where you'll have brands that will take on causes and talk about causes that they feel aligns with their audience in order to further sell more of their products. And that's what it is. They're effectively using these social issues and these things as a marketing tool. And some people might ask, and this is some comment that I get a lot whenever I bring this up, is that isn't it still a good thing that they're talking about something good fundamentally, though? And I would argue and say no, it's not. Because whenever you have a company that is imbued, like like enamored or integrated, like whatever you want to fucking call it, in sexual harassment lawsuits, in these other types of problems, etc., and then they start using these people as effectively a marketing tool to sell their product, I think that a lot of people, that devalues the idea of the diversity in the first place, because they see it and they look at it and they're obviously cynical about it. They obviously don't take
Oh
it
yeah,
seriously, and I think through extension of
yeah,
that,
they
they
don't
take
give a
the
shit.
movement and they take those people less seriously because they think that it's just a marketing ploy. And
Yeah, they're taking advantage of this whole like gender identity thing that's going on, and like sexuality and all that stuff that's going on in the political spectrum, and they're taking it in and they're taking advantage of it. Kind of like Amber Heard took advantage of the Me Too because reasons, to advance her career, which is now, it's getting backfired on her. Guess what? It's going to backfire on Blizzard too.
it's not real. And so what they're doing is they're taking a legitimate social issue or somebody's actual identity or something like that, using it as a marketing tool, and then cheapening the fact that it's an actual human experience that should be treated like it should not be treated like a commodity. So yes, I do think that it's harmful, and I don't agree that it's something that's good, even though they're doing something bad. And this is actually what happened. And so I'll give you an example of this. This is what happened to somebody here at Blizzard. Is whenever obviously J.
Here
Allen
at
Bratt
Blizzard, whoa, 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 whoa! Here at Blizzard, I fucking knew it. Asmongold is part of Blizzard. I fucking knew it. He was an insider all along. We're fucked.
stepped down, and they had two people take the lead of Blizzard. They had Mike Ybarra
Oh,
and Jen
the
O'Neill.
female thing.
And
Yeah.
Insect Noises, thank you very much for the 5 subs.
For
I appreciate
reasons.
that. Thank you very
50-50
much.
everywhere.
So what happened with Jen O'Neill is this. She and Mike Ybarra collectively, because they were going to pay them, the Activision Blizzard leadership were going to pay them different amounts. And this is, again, imagine in the very midst of this scandal, they were going to pay them different amounts. And
I love it. That was like probably the best part of the scandal. I really gotta go to the washroom. I'll be right back. Okay.
And she obviously went to them. She's like, I don't think this is fair. And Mike Ybarra went to them and he said that's not fair. And you know what? They didn't do a fucking thing about it.
Because again, they don't
Until
give a
later on,
shit.
whenever she submitted her resignation, they said, wait a minute, oh, now we're going to give you what you want. So it's some kind of weird negotiation bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So this happens, and on top of that, why do you think that they promoted her up to that position? Well, I'll tell you what she thought. She thought that they promoted her up to that position purely out of tokenism because
100%.
she was a woman, and I think that she happened to be like gay or like.
And you know what the worst part is? Like, mad respect to her for like leaving and then calling them out. But the problem is, what they also assumed is she would be okay with it. That's the biggest one, in my opinion. That they can buy her out. That's how lowly they value her principles and her as a person. They could just buy her out. Fuck it. Doesn't need to have a word in it. Fuck it. We're just gonna put her in that position. She just has to be quiet. Honestly, they could have taken like a beginner female employee. Be like, yo, you know what? Here's 5 times your pay, and all you have to do is be a CEO by name. That's it, right? But that would be too obvious. It was tokenism. I'm not saying she wasn't qualified for the job, but Blizzard clearly thought that.
Bisexual or something like that. And I want you to think about how it must feel to somebody to have an over 20-year career that you've worked for in the industry be reduced down to your genitalia.
Yeah.
To think to yourself, okay,
fuck.
I have spent so much time, honing my skills.
I mean, I'm a cheap man.
Learning
Like,
to be
fuck
better
it. Like,
at what I'm doing, and then to be reduced down to that. And she fucking quit. Thank God. Yeah, thank God. I think, my affirmative action is more destructive than helpful. I think that, listen, there's a lot of nuance to that, and I'm not going to make some general statement. But what I'm going to say is that Blizzard clearly does this performatively.
yes.
They do not.
Everyone knows Blizzard doesn't give a shit.
I find it funny. It's funny in a Watchmen comedian kind of way. Sure, absolutely. Society is blowing itself up and it's just a complete dumpster fire. Sure, you can make that argument. Absolutely.
Basically, but that's why it's hilarious.
It's also stupid. It's disgusting. It's cynically hilarious. Exactly.
Us doomers are having a blast right now.
Not because they actually believe it. The irony is then by being such an anti-offensive extremist, they're actually being offensive. I agree.
Yes.
I actually think so too. I think there's a lot of people that they see stuff like this. I'm gonna take this off. I think I gotta take it off. Like, number one, it's hot, and number two, I'm pretty sure we probably sold out almost all of them. So I can't keep wearing it. Oh my god, it's so hot. I really
don't like the OTK products.
Take it off. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
It's like kids wear. I don't see an adult who respects himself wearing OTK stuff.
I'll put it right here. How about that, guys? I think that's good enough. Yeah, there we go. And all right.
Like, look at the color. It looks like something like an 8-year-old would wear, you know?
What temperature it is. I just know that it's fucking hot. I thought about actually moving my stream.
They need like more adult stuff, more edgy stuff. But
I'm just so used to streaming up here.
That logo, in my opinion, looks very childlike. Which again, maybe they are advertising to people like that. Obviously, like hardcore fans of OTK and like of Asmon, of Miskif, whatever, they'll buy it. But like, I don't see any adult with. It's hard to say like self-respect, but it's like. It's like, cause like you can self-respect and be childish as fuck, right? But it's like an adult that actually acts like an adult. Let's just say it like that, and not like, you know, Miskif, Aspen, stuff like that on stream. They might like. I'm not saying like they're not acting like adults outside of stream. On stream, they're not acting like adults, right? I'm sure they're like more mature than they let on to be, right? But I don't see someone like that wearing an OTK. Like especially this one. It's like it looks way too childish. The color and the colors of OTK, like of the logo, just look childish. They can go with they honestly they can style their OTK brand like in very many different ways. One, like they can be I would love like a sportswear OTK. I would love what's called like a cozy OTK, like a onesie OTK kind of thing. They can branch out like to a lot of stuff. Their fans are gonna buy it anyways, right? What's called like an edgy for the skater OTK, like all that stuff. And it's like, and honestly, here's the thing: they have so many different personalities in OTK that they can make OTK merchandise based on personalities, kind of like support who your favorite streamer is or whatever. Not necessarily like make it as a competition, because like it doesn't matter, but it's like, you know, that like Schlatt has a very different personality to Miskiff. Miskiff is someone who would wear this, for example, right? Asmongold, sometimes I guess, yeah, but it's like I think Asmongold likes it plain, more plain, right? So like having a plain OTK, this is like more of a kid OTK, which like Miskiff. I don't even know I don't know much about Asfend. Schlatt looks more of explosive type guy kind of thing, right? It's like, I'm not saying like the shirt should be explosive, but it's like, what does Schlatt wear, right? He would wear, like, he would not wear this, for example, right? He would wear this as a joke or like to promote the product, but this is not the type of clothes he wears normally, right? You can see it in his promo video when he joined OTK. I don't even know who else is in OTK. What's her name? I forgot her name. Uh, the one they went to Korea with. I forgot her name. She might wear something like this, but honestly, she feels like she's forever in cosplay. So I don't know what her taste would be like. Yeah, but yeah, they can easily branch out and make a personality type OTK clothing, in my opinion, and that would be better because these ones are weird. I think like I would you would not find me dead with something like that. But honestly, I'm also like not someone who really supports branding to an extent. Like I know this is like the fans that want to support them and want to get something out of it are gonna buy this. I get it. Um, and it's like that's cool. Uh, I don't I don't see myself wearing anything of this. Like if the OTK was like, like a massive like an a T that cuts like this part, like, a massive T that cuts the whole middle, like the T just goes down, then the K or something like that, or the K comes out. Or, I don't know, like there are many styles. I'm not like a stylist or whatever, so it's like I can't like design shirts properly, but it's like I can envision different ways to use this logo, and honestly their logo overall can fit into a lot of different locations because of how the logo is. For all, like, honestly, the back and like it's not good for promos, but like the OTK that I just described myself on the back would probably look very sick, especially like on a specific type of cloth, like the lighter shirts, like the ones that like feel really light and like kind of like move around in the wind a lot. This like obviously is not. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, but like I feel like they can do a lot more with the OTK brand. Like they're making good money. I feel like they can branch out on their clothing a lot more.
Something that I've considered.
This looks like something you would wear for like to middle school, maybe high school if you're the geek who doesn't get the chicks, something like that.
Anyway, so yeah, I feel like I don't want to. I don't want to move. I'll probably just get something else fixed instead. But yeah, anyway, so this happens, and this is what the actual company is doing. You've got to keep that in mind. Yeah, this is what the actual company is doing. It's not like some bullshit, and it pretty much got exposed way later on. Though there's purely aesthetic reasons, but behind the curtains, they'll employ toxic business practices to silence their employees and pay some random PR firm to squash all evidences. Well, I'll actually give you a great example of that. So you remember how a lot of the recently Blizzard gave like a huge pay raise to a lot of their contractors and people that I think worked at, I think there's a place called Raven or something like that. Do you guys remember this? Yeah, do you guys remember this? Yeah. Well, guess what? This was the This was the group of people that were trying to unionize against Blizzard, and all the people that were unionizing against Blizzard categorically did not get these benefits. That's cute. Yeah, that's really cute. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blizzard
that's what's
cares,
going to
man.
happen.
Blizzard
Check
cares.
Bellure's Twitter. Sure, I'll look at that in a few minutes. Actually, you know what? I'll look at it right now. Let's see what they're saying. Bellure Gaming. All right, almost opened up Belle Delphine. Okay, good. What's this here?
I'm sure everyone would like that too.
Yeah, here we go. God, I swear our own company tries so hard to slaughter any goodwill the actual devs who make the game have built. Overwatch doesn't even use this creepy dystopian chart. Our writers have eyes. The artists have eyes. Producers. Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like...
Wait. God, I swear our own company tries so hard to slaughter any goodwill the actual devs who make the game have built. Yes. Yeah. Overwatch doesn't even use this creepy dystopian chart. It is. Our writers have eyes, the artists have eyes, producers, directors, etc. As far as I know, also all have eyes. Yes. Oh my god, bro. Innovative diversity sis. Guys.
Our writers have
Right.
eyes. The artists have eyes. Producers.
Oh my
Yeah, and
god.
that's the thing. Is like now each individual
And
person...
the best part is that was a woman that wrote that. That was the best part. If it was a man, everyone would like probably like go against him or whatever. But it's like 'cause it's Twitter. But a woman wrote it, so they might call her still sexist and all that stuff because it's Twitter. But yeah, yeah. Like we don't. Who needs this? Dude, do you log into Overwatch and be like, Tracer? Let's see. She has these maneuvers, but it's like, but is she a female? Is she 20 years old? Does she have long hair or short hair? Like, who cares? You can't customize them anyways.
Right? That's being added in here. It basically cheapens the addition of any sort of like character that's not like a white male, because they know everybody now is going to know, and this is what's going to happen, is that every character that gets added into the game that's not, you know, just like your typical person, like your typical white male, you know, video game.
You mean the majority of people in the Western hemisphere of the world? Yes.
John Souls Master Chief guy is going to be looked at through the lens of this fucking chart. They're going to be looked at through that, and then that character is never going to be seen as a legitimate, authentic character.
Yeah.
You know, it will never be seen as authentic again. So let's look at the rest of this. Enter the MIT LUT. Okay, yeah. All right, here we go. Looking at...
This is what I feel like the biggest like. First of all, I'm pretty sure whoever came up with this graduated recently. Like like in the last like the original thing they came up with was like in like 2019 or 2018, right? So it's like he graduated around that time and came up with this bullshit. And then it kind of comes to show what he was actually learning in MIT instead of like actually doing like, like, well, we were learning all of this, but also we were learning a lot of politics. And I have a massive problem with like education system right now because they're throwing politics into these things. There's this manga I'm reading right now, and it's kind of funny. And there's a situation there where it's like you have a class, like the main protagonist was reborn, like obviously he's in school now, and in this class, um, he's a son of a baron, so he's like from a very important family, and one of the other guys there who's like an evil bastard got his ass handed to him. Now, but this guy made a deal with one of the professors that like before this whole thing happened, that he would help him advance into politics, into like being more than just a professor at the academy. So he's really into like, let's help this guy out as much as possible in order for him to get into politics. This is not as relevant to this, but it's like it just shows how much like teachers like politics, basically, or something like that. I don't know, but it did bring to mind when it's like I'm thinking about like how corrupt education systems are when the professors and teachers are involved in politics, because like they will throw it into their kids and kids absorb everything, and it's problematic.
All the ways basic elements such as gender, body type, roles, and even such granular factors such as pose or body movement can suggest powerful things about a character in one way or another. According to King Globalization Project manager, Once MIT handed over the basic software, King spent the last 2 years honing and developing it, mostly as a volunteer effort. An important principle for us at King is all players should feel welcome. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, no
Been
shit.
banned the
Make a
people
good
that
game.
harass
Everyone
him.
will be welcome.
The idea of a tool to make characters more diverse and inclusive may seem a little hard to wrap your head around. That is true. It certainly does. In practice, it has to be more than just a pop-up reminder that between 2017 and 2021, nearly 80% of the highest-selling games in the world featured white male protagonists. It needs to become a part of the incubation.
The idea of a pop-up reminder that between 2017 and 2021, nearly 80% of the highest-selling games in the world featured white male protagonists. Okay. Who is your target audience? I know you're like they want everyone to play, but who is majority target audience? You know, if let's say the numbers flip, what's the population of non-whites in America? I think it's like 20-25% maybe. The rest are whites, right? It's like you just have a massive majority of white people who, again, is just how it is. Usually are in better socioeconomic status, so they can afford, they can afford player games. They have the time. They probably have the means to pay to win more. That's your target audience. Usually, yeah. People who don't appreciate their money, basically. White people.
Process from the start, baked
White
into the
dudes.
pipeline in an unmissable, consistent step. Yeah, it's like a Black Mirror episode. Well, here's what's white people is bad. I mean, clearly that's what it's at, and you can see obviously how they do this kind of stuff. Is that they're basically basing these things off of just different types of identity politics. That's what it is. How we don't
I'm
make
not
it past the
saying, by the way, that's like white people deserve to be in better. Like there are plenty of white people who are not in a good situation. There are plenty of black people or like Hispanic or people of color that are in a better situation than some white people. I'm just saying majority, right? Overall, usually white neighborhoods are where people even like look at the what's called the BLM CEO, whatever her name is, bought 4 houses with the BLM money, but where are they located? I don't think they're located in very black neighborhoods, are they? Right? I'm not saying black neighborhoods are bad or whatever, but that's not what she bought her places. I'm not saying what the reason is. I'm just saying that's where she bought her locations. Okay? For some reason she went out of that location instead of like going there. I don't want to get into the whole BLM things, but it does give you a nice-ish picture of like of who the crowd is wherever you live, right? And again, white men like me, well, less like me. I'm Jewish, so I care about money to an extent. Um, they just spend money like fucking idiots. Yeah, like the whole like I stopped playing pay to win. My friend, by the way, has a business. He spends a lot of money on these games. It's his money. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, right? But it's like, yeah, money is not that big of a deal when you're having fun and you're competing with other people on a mobile game that you're gonna delete in 2 months, I guess.
the chart. I have no idea. What percentage of game players are white, though? I don't know. I have no idea. I
Higher
don't have the data
percentage.
on that. All I'm saying is that I think
Probably a
that
higher
more and more
percentage, so
people
you
are
have
seeing
because
things
you
like
have more of
this,
them.
and they're just saying no. That's it. They're just saying no. And I think that people say no by just buying other games that don't have this.
I love that there's not one white man in this picture.
Like, that's all there is to it.
And by the way, like when I see like the protagonist is white or whatever, that's not something I think about. When I see that he's black, it's not something I think about. It doesn't make sense that he's white. Doesn't make sense that he's black. To an extent, maybe he's relevant, right? Like the location, whatever. Like I wouldn't expect, I don't know, like I can't even like I legit like can't even think of an example where someone wouldn't fit into a certain location or environment, right? I guess World War II, and you are fuck man, yeah, and you have like an army full of uh, Hispanics in World War II marching on to um, Berlin. That wouldn't make a lot of sense, now would it? I don't think there were a lot of Hispanics going into Berlin, but you know. And even then, I wouldn't even care. It's like, whatever, fuck it. Hispanics going to Berlin. Yeah, fuck it. I'll go with it. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. Is the gameplay good? Yes or no? That's it. Like, who cares? Also, whenever I see a white man as the thing, I don't feel represented. Right? I am white. I'm European. Right? It's like middle Jewish European. You know the standard. Not the standard. I'm just kidding. And like I never feel represented in games because I also don't care about it. I play a fucking Blood Elf in WoW. Like, do you think Blood Elf represents me? Like, feel orcs represent somebody? You think trolls represent somebody? Well, maybe yeah, trolls maybe represent somebody. But it's like, dude, who cares? Like, it's a fucking game. Give me a break. I'm playing this to like not think about real life.
Because that's the best thing about the market, is that whenever you're being patronized by somebody who again has all of their fucking personality traits as mental disorders in their Twitter bio, and this person's saying this stuff to you, and they're trying
Yeah.
to tell you that you're a bad person for not caring about what they care about, you can just say no, and you can just go somewhere else. You can say, you know what, this is weird. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna go watch something else. Because there are games all over the world now that aren't infected by this kind of stuff, that aren't trying to be, trying to monetize different people's social and social differences, and people can just play those instead. Yeah, they can just play those instead. And you know what the best part about it is? There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can do about it, because you know what? Money talks.
Yep.
And in making games and in business, it's the only voice that matters.
Hell yeah.
I really mean this. If you feel like games like this, you don't like what these games are doing,
Don't pay.
don't buy them.
Yeah.
Stop buying them. Because guess what? What do you think?
But here's the problem. When, which is a problem and not a problem. The developers might not know, or like whoever's in charge of this fucking bullshit might not know why people are not buying this, right? Maybe eventually they'll be like, the common denominator is all this diversity, and they'll be like, well, people are, they're just like transphobes and sexists, and and they're racist and stuff like that, right? The game itself is good, in my opinion. Again, even if they push all of this, if the game is good, people will play it. As much as I don't like this bullshit in games, like I don't care about real life politics in the games, put whoever you want in there. For all I care, they can be square boxes marching onto the battlefield. I don't give a shit as long as the gameplay is good. Obviously, I would. I don't feel like I want to play a square box, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like they can be aliens for all I care. Like they can be complete and utter like non-human beings. There's a sheep game that they go to war or some shit like that, that they have cannons in their fur or some shit like that. Who cares? Make a good game, but don't waste time on this, in my opinion, because when you waste time on this and you make a bad game because of this, or like people think that it's because of this, then yeah, your game is gonna be fucking dog shit. That's how it is, and it's like no one's gonna play it. That's it, right? When you push the diversity in, make it as something like a plus, not as a deficit to the actual gameplay.
Do you really think that the stockholders care about this? This is a publicly traded company.
I don't give a fuck.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a publicly traded company. That's all there is to it.
The thing is, like, we're actually going in circles overall with this acceptance and like this whole thing. It's like I don't know if people notice, but it's like the whole like get woke go broke thing. It's starting to happen. a lot of companies start losing a lot of money the more woke they went, because like you start going woke, you're gonna keep going woke. So like at some point, like maybe you made some money because of it, or you feel like you did, but obviously I think COVID played a bigger part with like a lot of companies making money, and then it's like you keep going woke, you keep going woke, you keep going woke, and then people are like, you know what? You shove this woke shit up my ass so far that I'm so sick of it, I'm about to shit it all out, and I'm never fucking taking your shit ever again. And that's it. And it's like, and you're losing trust of people because you're shoving. If they like, the problem is they're not even doing it incrementally. It's like you can see the difference in how much they're doing it literally, like half a year by half year, like maybe year by year. You can see how much more diverse and more accepting and more this and more that. It's like stop with the like with this bullshit in your games and in the media. Like no one like you're sitting here like fucking like in people's fucking throats, man, through their fucking anus all the way to the fucking throat, to the point where people are just sick of it. And to when people are sick of something, they're not only gonna uh stop buying your shit for the duration that it's there, they're gonna stop buying your shit even later because they lost trust in you and they don't think that you're worthy of their time and money. Okay, stop shoving your ideals into people's fucking anuses all the way to their throat. Okay, if you want to shove ideals into people, you gotta do it fucking like tiny bits by tiny bits, so people are, oh, okay, this is fine, accepted. Oop, next level. Ooh, accepted, next level. Right, and this is like a duration that would happen throughout generations. They're trying to do it in like maybe 6 years that they've been actually like really shoving this woke bullshit into people, and people are getting really sick of it. No one cares about this because it's so much everywhere that people are like, yo, fuck this. It's the same as like when MMOs became popular, because you didn't really have a way to communicate with random people in the world in a cool environment. This is why I think WoW was successful. You could talk to random people. It's like, oh, hey, man, I'm from the States. Yo, bro, I'm from Israel. Holy fuck, you're from the States? Man, that's so cool, right? Now it's like, oh, okay, you're from, yeah, I don't give a shit. Yeah, oh, okay, you're from Ukraine. Okay, I don't, oh, you're from England? Yeah, that's, I don't care. It's like, yeah, because you've been oversaturated with this to the point where it's like it's normal for now for someone in the States to talk to someone in French and both speak English and understand each other. And it's like, yeah, whatever. We're all so connected. That's like connection is not even like that important anymore. I think Joshua Hayes made a good video about it. Like, oh no, there was someone else as well made a good video of like why MMOs like why MMOs are not don't feel as special anymore, and that's mostly because we're so connected. Man, like talking to people in MMO is not as fun as it used to be. It's more like a lot of times in MMOs, it's like you're dealing with people all day, depends on your work or whatever, to the point where like you go home, you want to play your MMO, but it's like you don't even want to talk to people anymore. You're like, man, let me just do stuff on my own at this point, right? It's like I don't want to deal with people right now. Like it's so much in your face, and obviously we're not to the point where like we hate people, but it's like you see a lot more people are more sociopathic right now. No one is like conversing in real life. When I go to a barman, everyone's in their small groups. No one is talking to anyone. Like they're talking to their own little group. No one is like actually like approaching and like having conversation, joining groups together for massive conversations and like having a really good time with other people. No one does that. This is not like fucking the old times when people go to the pub and like, yo, drinks on me, blah blah blah, and everyone's fucking friends for the night. This doesn't happen anymore. I don't know how often it would happen there, but it's like probably more if like let's say you work in a mine all day, you don't talk to anyone. It's like, yeah, you want to talk to people at the end of the day. You go to your local pub and you start talking, conversing with like random people all the time. Now it's like you converse with so many people, so much that it's like, man, I just don't want to talk to anyone, and people becoming sociopathic, in my opinion.
So the moment that these people, says the guy pre-ordering WoW, yeah, it's my job. Of course I'm going to do it. Yeah, absolutely, it's my.
I mean, look, if you know for a fact you're gonna play a game, you might as well pre-order it because it's a good deal, right? I don't pre-order WoW because I don't know if I'll play the game. I honestly like I'm like maybe, but like it's like mm, no, I haven't paid for WoW since like WoD since the token came out, and I don't plan on starting. So it is what it is. But yeah, he obviously is gonna play. like he's gonna get like 300,000 views while playing the new expansion. More people will watch him play it than actually people play it, because they would use him as a testing ground to see if the game is worth it. So obviously for him it's good money, and for the viewers it's good fucking views, because they'll get an idea of what if they want to play it or not.
My job. Why would I? What do you think I'm going to do? Like not do my job because of this? Of course. I'm not. I'm never going to go and tell you guys. By the way, I'm never going to go and tell you guys. Oh, you should quit your job because of your moral opinions about it. Yeah, gotcha,
Yeah.
Andy. Play a different game.
So weird.
This is better for my job. I think that there is a certain amount of entitlement
100%.
that people have. Maybe this is a small-minded person that obviously everybody here probably works for a company, or at least a lot
Like I understand why the person's telling him not to play it, because he wants Asmongold to be the guy who starts the movement, like what was Gamers Rise Up? Gamers Rise Up. We are banning WoW from our gameplay list. Like, bro, he's not gonna be that guy. Like, let's be real. He doesn't look like the guy who wants to be a part of a massive movement. Okay, he just wants to chill, relax, have a good time, talk some shit, play some games, and that's it. Like, he's not gonna be the guy. Is he in a position to do so? Yeah, I think he is, but that doesn't mean he has to. Okay, that's not his responsibility.
people here work for a company that's probably done a lot of bad stuff.
He's not Spider-Man.
They've done things that you would disagree with, etc. But you're still showing up to work because that's what you do for a job. That's what you're invested in. That's what you care about. That's what it comes down to. Yep, gotcha Andes. Yep, just permaban the gotcha Andes. I hate seeing them. I hate reading them. Anything like that, any gotchas, but what about this? Just immediate permaban. I don't want to hear it. They're always stupid, and they never bring up good points. So yeah, anyway, so this is the way that I look at it, is that these types of things are completely protestable. They are. And you'll see that. The way you explain things is therapeutic. That's why you don't like the chart. That obviously means you're racist, homophobic, misogynist.
100%,
exactly.
always.
And the thing is that, and this has become more and more the case, is that people just simply don't care what they're being called. Because at a certain point, whenever everybody is being called this for criticizing...
Yeah, when the word loses its meaning, it's like it doesn't matter anymore. It's like if everyone's homophobe, then no one's homophobe at the same time, right? It's like I don't care at this point. If everyone's a horse son, it's like it's the common thing to say to people. It's like, hey, you horse son. It's like, yeah, fuck it. Like it doesn't mean anything anymore, right? It's all about the context and the meaning behind the word. If the meaning is lost, then the word doesn't mean it.
You're questioning anything like
the origin of words was to convey meaning, aside from like a dialect. It was in order to convey meaning. If there's no meaning behind the word, it doesn't mean
this. It just doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
Right? There's no value to it anymore. And I think that people collectively are just tired of hearing this bullshit, and they just want to be able to play video games and not be preached to in a video game.
There was a video. I don't remember who it was, but it was like basically, so it's like a woman that is not like from the States. Her English is not her first language, and she says, okay, like if I call you this in your language, you're gonna get offended, right? And he's like, yeah. Okay, what if I say this? And she says in her language, I don't remember what it was, and he's like, yeah, no, I like, what does that mean? It means the same thing, but like now you don't understand it. So the meaning was not conveyed, therefore you're not offended. And that was like pretty much, it's a very simple way to understand it. Obviously, it's like I feel like I'm explaining this to like toddlers, but it's like, that's basically how you view it. It's like if the meaning of the word, the meaning behind what people are saying, doesn't impact you, then there's no meaning behind it, and that's it, right? So it's like if you're someone who gets like, let's say you're like a kid who gets bullied by like other people, they're calling you names. If you like, let's say, pretend that like make yourself kind of forget that the meaning of these words or what they're meaning, you're really not gonna get offended ever. That's what kind of like why Asmongold doesn't get offended by the guy with the dead mother thing during Mother's Day. It's like there's no meaning behind, because the person who's saying it has no meaning to him. Well, right, that's why I said like if the guy got run over by a bus tomorrow, he wouldn't care, because there's no meaning to that guy's life for Asmongold, right?
There is to it. The chart is a virtue checklist. That's exactly it. Yeah, exactly. Because words have lost all meaning from years ago. Tweet at King and ask them to change their name for consistency. Yeah, sure. Knowing them, they would probably change it to Queen and think that it's inclusive.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Sharing and caring, yeah, whatever. What's this here?
I love that someone wrote Riot over Blizzard. Riot is probably worse than Blizzard. They just didn't have the sex scandals. If Riot had a sex scandal like this, I believe they would do like 10 times worse things than what Blizzard is doing with.
Working on Call of Duty Vanguard has left a sizable impression. We use diversity space tool to figure out what more diversity looks like across all of our characters in both campaigns.
Diverse cast of
Campaign and multiplayer live sessions, and now we're going to use that data going forward into the next games that we're working on. Overwatch 2 team at Blizzard has also had the chance to experiment with the tool with equally enthusiastic first impressions. Well, I wonder why. Probably because if you don't have an enthusiastic first impression of this, you get fired because they're going to call you racist.
Yeah, basically.
Like, that's why.
Here's another thing. I'm just looking at. Okay, he's gonna get through the picture.
Yeah, like, what do you think? Like, what do you think that, like, you're not allowed to disagree with this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
That's what it is, yeah. It's these people believe in diversity of everything except for thought. I like the one guy sitting in the photo. Oh, the one white guy? Oh, yeah, in the back. To be honest, I didn't even notice that. Beyond game.
Wait, 1 second. So before he goes there. Okay, so I want to go over this photo. Now, they're talking about inclusion, they don't want to be stereotypical or whatever, right? How come they all have different outfits? How come she looks like she's a freedom fighter or resistance fighter from Africa because of that the thing she has over her neck, whatever. This is the portrayal of a lot of a lot of, not females specifically, but like a lot of soldiers and child soldiers in Africa that was used like in the 90s and early 2000s. That's how they were portrayed. Basically, what she's wearing right now. What if she's like an African American? Why is she dressed like this then? Why is she not dressed like this? Why is this guy dressed like this? Why is she dressed like this? Why is she dressed like this? This is a uniform, I believe, from fuck. Oh, I can't think of the name. But it's like, you see, it's a more affordable type of material for the cloth. You can see that the headpiece. Fuck, I forgot the name completely. I remember it's in Hebrew kumta, but like, yeah, I don't remember the name of this. But it's like, see, he has the I think this is the wow, the skydivers, whatever. Fuck, man. Paratrooper. I think that's the paratrooper head thing. This is I guess supposed to be green beret. There's no way she's green beret though. Beret. That's what it's called. It's a beret. Green beret. He has the red beret, which means he's what's it called? He's a paratrooper. Supposedly, this guy doesn't have a beret. Okay. She is like I want to say Middle Eastern, I guess, beret, which is like but it's like, why can't she be an American, like an American, right? Why can't she be? She looks like she's uh Western European. Why can't she be Eastern European? Sorry, she looks Eastern European. Why can't she be Western European? It's like, whenever you try to be so inclusive, you're actually also being exclusive, right? Like, that's the biggest problem with this. Like, stop being so inclusive, because it actually makes it more yeah. Stop being so inclusive, because you're actually trying to get it. You're basically making it more exclusive.
Oh, the one white guy? Oh, yeah, in the back. To be honest, I didn't even notice that.
I can't even tell if he's white.
Okay, here we go. Let's read the Beyond Gaming part. While the diversity space tool was designed for us to use in game character conceptation, Chomas also sees this as having a broader application across all entertainment and media platforms. The traits and measures are applicable to a wider entertainment verticals, including TV, film, and literature. The only change required is if these verticals would use the baseline traits that need to be calibrated to be relevant to the genre and the universe each character exists in. It's designed to continuously evolve as norms shift and platforms change. In the end, you get out of it what you put into it. Well, that's certainly right.
And don't put anything into it, and you're good.
Well, diversity advocates find us stupid too. Well, yeah, because you're
Of course.
compartmentalizing people's identity, and you're reducing their existence in the game to their identity. I think that's something that nobody would want to be treated that way. Like, yeah, of course not.
Yeah. Yeah, and the more
I'm sure there's
inclusive you
plenty of
try to
people
be,
that are
the
not a
more
fan of that.
exclusive you will be.
So, Blizzard released this, and people were not happy about it. Let's just say
Yeah,
this.
no shit.
It came out, and the internet was not really surprised, but, you know, they were not happy. And so let's go back, and we're going to take a look at the rest
But
of
honestly, I wish, and this is like not just Wowhead, I wish every media source for WoW would not post these things. And I want to see if that would have an effect to the point where it's like no one even knows about these things. So it has like no coverage, completely ignored, no one cares, no one knows, and maybe they would stop. Because when it gets this coverage, you're gonna have some Twitter tards. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, this is such a good move! Oh my god!" Right? And meanwhile, people who don't care won't even bother reading through the Twitter. Won't even like, "Oh fuck, another diversity shit. I'm not even gonna post anything. I'm not even gonna reply. This is some other bullshit." But there's no engagement. Meanwhile, the guys who are engaging are the people who would support some dumb shit like this.
Go over the chart metrics for Anna? Yeah, sure. Let's look at it. So Anna, let's look at Anna. So culture, and this is for Anna. She's the Anna Amari, age 60. She's a bounty hunter. Physical ability, she's one-eyed, slim and curvy, slightly aged, heterosexual, middle class.
Nice.
Okay, so culture is very high, race is very high, age. So yeah, she's old, so she gets a high ranking for the age. Cognitive ability, she's fucking dumb. Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Cognitive ability is really low,
That's what
while
I'm
culture
saying.
and race is really high. I see. This is a really great example. This is so smart. You know, how did this get through PR? How the fuck did this get through
Oh
PR?
my god, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's that's the
god,
best.
That's not what that means.
What does
Let me
it
see
mean?
what it means. Cognitive ability is very low. Oh, I get it now. No, never mind. Yes, never mind. This means that it's not. The higher it is, the more I think the word people use is neurodivergent, right? Like whether somebody's like autistic, they have like some form of like mental disorder or something like that. They're like schizophrenic. So okay, never mind on that one. I read it wrong. Physical ability relatively, I guess, kind of.
But
high. I don't know.
that's the first thing you would think, wouldn't it be? That's still the first thing you would think. Anyone looking at this and not thinking about it, that's the first thing that would be.
Body type, a normal body type, facial features.
But here's the problem, because like they're using cognitive ability, and it's like autistic would be like higher on the spectrum, let's say, right? It's like of cognitive ability or something like that. I guess that's what their intention is, and it's like that's first of all, that's not the first thing you think about, but like, why would that give you points? Because like it's inclusive. But it's like I don't know how many autistic snipers there are, you know? It's like, or ADHD snipers or something like that. It's like, it doesn't make sense. So like, why would she get points for having that? It should be point reduction because she's a sniper, isn't it? Like,
and beauty. Okay, well, we've at least got one guy that works at Blizzard who likes MILFs. And gender identity, I don't even know what her gender identity is. Sexual orientation, socioeconomic background. Yeah, so that's basically it. So each person, why is Egyptian 7 DPS? I have no idea. And yeah, who likes being included? Yeah, what would your point scale be? Exactly, strong, independent woman. PR infested. There are 5 points for women and 0 for men. Well, right, yeah, I know that's exactly right. Like it's simple. Like they don't want to have they want to have more women and more diverse people that are not white in the games. That's clearly what they're trying to do. This is obvious because the charts reflect this. They even said right here that 80% being represented by a white male, that they said this as a negative. So it seems very obvious that this is clearly what their goal is. It's obvious as fuck. Yes, it is obvious as fuck. But there's a whole fan base as white males. Well, I don't know if it is or not. I think
That's the point. That's the point, though. They're all like the biggest fan. Okay, look at like all the pictures of like the WoW players who stood in line for the WoW Classic and TBC. Look at all the pictures of like the guilds and stuff like that. How many white men, how many females, how many black females, white females, how many black males are in those pictures? I would say 80% or more were all white people, okay? It's just a representing of like your client base. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have more of them. Isn't 80% a lot though? That's like one of the comments on the video. It's like, is it a lot? I mean, what's the ratio of of the populace? You know, like that's what you want to look at, the ratio of the populace. If you're trying to hit as many people as possible, like to hit as many people, right? Doesn't matter who they are, man, female, trans, black, white, gay, whatever. That doesn't matter, right? Try to hit as many as they are, and percentage wise, that's the people you get compared to, like, let's say, 80% of your gamers are white, 20% are black, let's say, right? So I'm just like simplifying it. And also, in the place where this is being played, 80% are white and 20% are black. Guess what? You hit the ratio. You're doing a good job. You don't need 50-50 here, right? Because there's not 50-50. It's like the 50% of your whole game to come from a 20% population. First of all, you probably need like almost all the population to play your game. That's not never gonna happen.
there's plenty of black people that play video games by Blizzard too.
Yes.
But I think that if I was I don't know really what I would think if I was a minority. I have no idea. But to me, if I was a minority, here's how I think that I would feel.
Wouldn't care.
I would feel like this was probably performative because there have been people that I know that are minorities that have been harassed in game, and Blizzard didn't do anything about it. You see what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
That's how I would feel.
Fair enough.
It's insulting. Yeah, exactly. What's this here? You're just a number? Yeah, it's like that happened to Nick. It happened to other people. I think that's what it is. What's this here? Did you complain playing Sekiro? Why are you talking about that? Okay, anyway, let me look and see this real quick.
Because Sekiro, like, I know he has that. Sekiro, you play as a, I guess, Japanese guy. Did you complain about not playing a white character in Sekiro? No. No one cares. It's a good game.
Do you think FromSoft did this for NPCs? It's negative context of wanting to diversify. As much as I disagree with what they're doing, they're not saying being white male is bad within the context. I think that's clearly the implication. It is, and I think anybody can see that. Like,
this is how you know that there's what they're saying is bad. 80% of the main protagonists in the game are white males. First of all, we all know exactly what it means because of recent years and like how bad it is to be a white male. It's evil to be a white male, and we're so privileged to be a white male. The other thing, the reason is if it was 80% black male, it would not even be mentioned, and everyone knows that.
it is, you know it, I know it, everybody
Yes.
knows it. Like,
Just every time you're not sure if something is being offensive, replace white male with anything else and find it. And like, does that sound offensive to you? Yes. Okay, so it's offensive. That's pretty much how it is. It's the easiest way to tell.
I'm not going to try to like, oh, well, this isn't really what they mean or whatever. It clearly is. So they reduced the character down to 10 attributes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On trans, I agree this is over the top fucking stupid. Exactly. And so anyway, what I'm really trying to get at here with this kind of stuff is that I think that like a lot of people would probably see this, and if as I said, I cannot speak for somebody else. I have no idea, but I would probably be upset because whenever I see this, and then at the same time people are getting harassed in game and nothing happens about it. I mean, this is clearly
upset,
being used as
guess.
a promotional tool and not something that's authentic.
Again, like if you really think about it, it's like, yeah, it's taking advantage of the social dilemma, social political roller coaster ride that we're experiencing, and just taking advantage of it. It doesn't mean that they actually care. And yeah, I know Blizzard has trans people working. I've seen the interviews, and they have the trans guy there. Or, I don't know, like whatever identifies with, doesn't matter, whatever. And you had like people of color, and you had the white guys, whatever, and like you had and almost all of them had 2 females, 2 males per interview, right? Aside from like the Ian one, because that's like, you had the manager, the lead producers of both classic and whatever and retail. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Like it is what it is. But every other interview was pretty much like 50-50, or there was a trans. So it's like it counters all the 50-50s. As long as there's a trans, we're good. But yeah, it's like you see these, and these are virtue signaling. Like if you think about, like a lot of them don't even get to talk. Like if you think about, like if you look at the interviews, some of them get to talk a lot. Like Holinka got to talk a lot, and again, everyone knows Holinka, so it's fine. But everyone else on the table barely got to say anything. And a lot of times we were just not there as a token, and everyone knows it. If you think about it, yeah, it's obvious. They're just putting it on the show. You don't
Give me
even know
one
who these
second here.
people are. They're relevant. Like, why are they there?
The pandering is annoying. Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. Absolutely. They gave her socioeconomic background a 0. How is that not blatantly offensive? Well, what they mean by that is like socioeconomic background. What I'm implying is that the norm is in the middle, and the higher ones so like if you're really poor, it would be higher, and if you're just average middle class, it would be lower. That's kind of what I'm guessing, but I'm not sure. I don't know how they do the chart. They released it after a union busting email leak, so it's just damage control again. Okay,
wait, what?
Anyway,
oh, the
this
union
got
busting
released to the public, and there were a lot of people me and
God.
like a lot of you all who were not happy about this. So they came out and they made a second statement about it. So this was made by the Activision Blizzard Twitter, okay? I didn't even know they had one of those. Following the community backlash regarding the diversity space tool revealed earlier today, Activision Blizzard has issued a follow-up statement and edited their blog post to clarify the tool is not currently being used in active game development and has only been tested internally.
Why has it been tested at all? Just fucking say no.
Well, I thought they said was tested by developer teams and left a sizable impression. Okay, all right. Technically what they're saying is true. We recently shared a blog post that raised questions on how we approach diversity in our games. While the prototype tool has been tested internally, it is not in active use. Our dev teams have always and will continue to drive in-game content. We have updated the blog post to clarify the purpose of this tool, which is one small component for our broader DE&I, I don't know what, diversity, I'm assuming, I don't know what, diversity, equality, and inclusion efforts. Yeah, there we go. It's what it must be. And it must be intended as a replacement for more diverse perspectives. We regret any offense that the original post must have caused. So they basically came out and they apologized for it. Somewhat predictably, the original post was met by a great deal of derision and accusation from a public audience already skeptical due to Activision Blizzard's recent line of controversies. Fans in the industry, professionals alike.
But honestly, like, you have if you have, and this, like, I know Asmongold said it, like, and I'm just relating it to this matter. If you have some scandal happening, let it happen. Keep your head down. Do your fucking work. It will fly over your head and you can keep going. If you fucked up, let's say the whole, like, oh man, this was the thing that pissed me off the most. The Lily Pichu and the guy that, like, cheated on her or whatever, and it's like, so fucking what kind of things? Like, people cheat, whatever, like, who gives a shit? And he got cancelled over it because he cheated on Lily Pichu. It's like, bro, honestly, who gives a shit? And he, like, went on a fucking soul trip for a year or some shit. Like, bro, just keep fucking working. Who gives a shit? You'll have the haters come in. You'll have your own fans. Like, say why you cheated. Say it wasn't working out. Like, fuck it. If it, like, worst case, and just keep your head down and keep fucking working, man. Just deliver good product. Who gives a shit, man? And Blizzard needs to do the same. Just stop with this bullshit. No more PR. Just say PR. Take a year off. Fuck PR. We're just concentrating on making good games. Boom. Everything will, like that, gone. Nothing.
Commented that the concept felt performative
Ah, damn, man.
and at worst further promoted tokenization, with complaints backed by example images which appeared to reduce elements of diversity down to simple numbers, seeming arbitrarily considering one character more cultural or sexually oriented than the other. Well,
No
that's
one
right.
cares.
Absolutely. Why were they doing this? Just make games and stop bringing up this kind of things? Blizzard's not what they were. Well, and this is what I think a lot of people think, and
Good,
I
smart
see
man
this
in the
more and more and
comments.
more over time, is that there's a lot of people out there who they don't give a fuck about any of this stuff.
I would say majority gamers don't give a fuck. People who care about this stuff will never be satisfied. They will try a game to criticize it and quit. Okay? People who say a game is sexist will not keep playing the game, and if they do, fuck it, then they're hypocrites, whatever, right? It's like everyone who was like, and here's why I call a lot of these people hypocrites. Everyone who said that they cared about the WoW scandal and they made that walkout protest in Oribos, whatever, bro. Walkout means don't play the fucking game, not sit in Oribos and pay Bobby his fucking like monthly fees, okay?
They just want to play a video game. They have to deal with this at work all
Just
day. They want to
token
come
hunting,
home and
man.
play a video game and not see
Yes,
something that clearly got
yes,
added because of some sort of like political initiative or something like that.
yes.
And they don't
Big
really
yes.
care about like you trying to turn it around on them and calling them a racist for not liking it. They just simply won't consume the product.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with that. And I think that there are more and more of those people every single day. And that's why this kind of stuff happens. What kind of character would spit out this chart if they all had max stats? I don't want to know. Yeah, I have no idea. That's the culture today. More concerned about like, daily politics, actually doing their job. But it's not the culture, and that's what I'm saying. Is that most people don't they don't want to hear this. They don't want to have Blizzard come out with a chart and explain how not racist they are. You know what I mean? Like it's like
just don't be racist.
They don't want to come out they don't want to come out and like hear this shit. They just want to play the game and that's it. Anything more than that, it's fine. It's like you think about a lot of the companies that are really well liked, people like From Software, etc. A lot of these companies never fucking say anything.
True. They keep their head down and they fucking go to work.
They just make games, and you know why I think this is a good thing? You want to know really why? Is that these people make video games for a living. Why are you even talking about something that is not your area of expertise?
Amen. It's like celebrities in Hollywood talking about politics. Bro, you're a jester in the castle. You're here for entertainment, not for your fucking like your political views. I don't give a shit. I'm here to watch you entertain me. That's literally what you are. You're getting paid really well for it.
Understand this stuff? Shut the fuck up and let people that actually understand it talk about it. This is what I did with COVID. I never talked about COVID. You know why? Because I got a C in chemistry. And it's not because I was stupid. It's because I didn't care.
Yes.
So why am I going to go around and start, telling you guys, hey, this is what you should do. You should wear a mask. You should do this. Take the vaccine. Fucking like social distance. Do all this stuff.
Make your own fucking decision.
So what I did is I did what I consider to be the responsible thing. I took a step back from the situation and I let the people who were informed about it, or at least, thought they were informed about it, talk about it instead. That's it.
Make your own fucking decision, bro. I'm not a pro. I'm not an expert. Just make your own decision, man.
There's no C in biology. It's pretty stupid. It's kind of charts. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Blizzard hired someone for this? Of course they did. This is where the sub money is going.
Yep.
Update. Well, Boastal comes to know from the editor, reiterating the posts. And so this is, holy shit, I'm not going to read this whole thing. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Can't wait for this to be used in schools to grade pupils. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, we'll cross that bridge whenever we get to it. But in general, I think this is what it is. And shut the fuck up, let me do my job. Yeah, there you go. Instead of more casual evergreen content, I'd like more dungeons and raids. Well, that's too bad. Best they can do is a diversity chart. Yep, that's best they can do. Sorry, guys. Blizzard's so out of touch, it's insane. Blizzard is not out of touch. It's just that
they're out of their mind.
I feel like there are people at Blizzard that just can't stand to go an entire week without patting themselves on the back for how much they care about minorities.
True.
Because they have to say something about it, and it's like.
I honestly don't know if I kind of want to say I blame California for it because of like how it's structured, I guess. Like Nah, I can't say that. I don't live there, but it's like it's just a lot of the stuff that comes from California is like along these lines. So I'm like, it may be like the living environment, but like maybe they're hiring people who are like politically active for instead of like actual game developers that just want to work and make it.
Stop. Just stop talking about this. It's just a bad idea. Just fucking stop. Like, you've had all this bad stuff happen. Like, your company's reputation is ruined. You know how Blizzard actually wants to repair their reputation?
By ruining it
Shut
more.
the fuck up and make games.
Hey man,
Do
look
that
at that.
3
Smart
years,
guy. That's
and
exactly
then
what I
maybe
said.
we'll be ready to hear another political statement. But until then, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear, I don't want to get moralized to by somebody who couldn't keep the breast milk safe at their own company. Shut the fuck up. That's the way I feel about it. We have too many people on the chart.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
sure. People need to go to advocacy and activist jobs. Wrong field here? Well, they are. They're going into somewhere else and they're being activists there instead. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're right about this.
Basically.
Companies bringing this political stuff into the game. I just don't care about that anymore. Exactly. It's tiring. Yeah.
Yeah,
People,
too much of it.
It's the same thing I said about Marvel movies. Remember what I said? That some guys just want to come home. They don't want a movie to be mentally stimulating. They just want to watch Hulk smash.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
There's
you get tired in your work,
a lot
man.
of people like that. Yeah, they've been mentally and intellectually stimulated all fucking day.
Want to
They're
relax.
here to relax and just watch a movie that's simple. And that's it. Yeah, just watch action movies. That's it.
Bad guy,
It's an
I
actual
shoot.
activism. It's a company trying to better their image. That's all. I agree with that. I definitely do. Holy shit, man! Imagine how it feels. People outside the American sphere influence getting this stuff pushed on us. Well, I mean, you just don't consume it. This is my main point with all of this, right? Like, you know, let's go back to the original here. Is the whole thing about this is that if you don't like this, then stop consuming content about it.
That's true.
Stop buying the games. That's what it is.
Stop watching this video.
Stop buying the games. If this makes some money, wouldn't it indicate it's actually popular opinion? Well, I think that it's not, because if it was going to make them money, they wouldn't have put out a post trying to do damage control.
The thing is, like, if it was a popular opinion, they wouldn't have to say it either. It's popular, it's popular. They can participate, but they wouldn't make such a big deal out of it. It's because it's not popular and they're trying to look very virtuous. That's why it may feel like this is why, like, but like, it's a not popular opinion.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, just stop buying it. Like, that's it. Because I used the 2016 Ghostbusters movie, right? This movie came out, it's all women, and the movie completely fucking bombed. People fucking hated it.
It's a bad movie.
Nobody watched it. Everybody said it was terrible. And all of the powers that be told, you know, all the audience, like, oh, you're so bad. You hate women. You're racist. And this
Nothing
kind
to
of
do
stuff.
with it, though.
And it just didn't matter.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah, it just didn't matter. It made no difference. Yeah, I've heard this before. I've said it before. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then after that, they made a new one, and it had the same people in it. It's the same kind of stuff. Yeah, the latest remake was good, exactly. And that's an example of them trying to push through some bullshit, and people saying no, and then that was the last time you ever heard about that. Yeah, if they made the money, they wouldn't lose 160 million players last time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the point, it's not about money, it's about this ideology. No, it's not. So whenever you're a publicly traded company, it's about money. So what do you think would happen, for example, if Blizzard did something like...
You know what I think? They're taking their statistics from like something like Twitter, and it's like how much engagement we get on Twitter, that's what the people want. Meanwhile, Twitter are like the massive minority of like who actually consumes their product. But they only get feedback from Twitter because that's what the feedback that they're looking for, and then they go for these things. Honestly, like, good fucking luck making money off the Twitter turds, but yeah.
This, and then the stockholders lost half of their value.
Yep.
What do you think would happen? Yeah, what do you think would happen? They'd be gone. They'd be gone. That would be it. It would be done. Yeah, they would just stop. Yeah, they'd be removed, and then the people that didn't think like that would be put in instead. because people don't like the people whose 401ks and the people whose investments are in Blizzard don't care about any of this. They just want to see their 100 turn into a 115. They don't. They just want to see the number go up.
Yeah.
And anytime that you overcomplicate things, basically, as soon as you turn the numbers into letters, you've already lost them because they don't give a shit about it. Number go up. Yep, there it is. Number go up. Let's go. Get the numbers up. Like happened to Netflix, they just brought a new corporate culture that pretty much says fuck off woke employees. Yep. I saw that. Yeah. And Netflix has lost a lot of their fucking like market share, basically. But I think there's a lot of reasons for that. I don't think it's because, oh wow, Netflix went woke and this is why. No, Netflix.
No, because they went too woke.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been told they went too woke because I believe in self-defense. People are going nuts in the world. Well, there's always going to be people that are crazy, but it's a matter of how important those people are. I think that's all it comes down to.
Fair enough.
Netflix is firing woke employees. Yeah. Why do you think that is? It's because Netflix is losing money.
Yep.
They're losing money. So it doesn't, like, all of these things, all of these ideas, they're just ideas.
Yeah.
Money is what matters.
The Netflix CEO or whatever doesn't give a fuck about this. Shareholders don't give a fuck about this. They care about money. So yeah, if these people make them lose money, get the fuck out. Go somewhere else to spew your bullshit.
That's the only thing that makes a difference. Everything else is completely fucking irrelevant. That's what I think about it.
100%. 100%. All right.